The last portion of our learning target 19, I can apply the properties of integer exponents, is going to relate to zero exponents. So let's look at our first example here. We have 4 to the 6th divided by 4 to the 6th. So if I were to write this out in expanded form, that would be 4 times itself 6 times. So 4 times 4 times 4 times 4, 6 times, divided by 4 times itself 6 times. Okay, and then as we've talked about, if I have a number divided by itself, that's going to equate to 1. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 1, 1, 1, 1. So I have 6 ones being multiplied by itself. 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 times 1. And 1 times itself 6 times is equal to 1. All right, if I look here, I have x to the negative fifth divided by x to the negative fifth. Okay, if I were to use my quotient rule here, I would have x to the negative 5 minus negative 5. And as we talked about in previous videos, if I have minus and negative, I'm going to add the opposite. Okay, so add the opposite. This would give me x to the 0 power, which is going to equal 1. So any base except 0 raised to the 0 power is always going to be equal to 1, as we can see from that second example there. Because when the numerator and denominator are the exact same value, any number divided by itself is 1. So if we look at our first example here, 3 raised to the 0 power is equal to 1. X raised to the 0 power equal to 1. Notice the base basically disappears. It just equals 1. It's not x to the first, it's not 1x, it's just 1. So here in this term, we have 2 times y to the 0 power. So the coefficient stays the same, 2. And then I'm multiplying it by y to the 0 power, which anything raised to the 0 power is 1. So to simplify 2 times y to the 0 power, it's 2 times 1, which is 2. In our last example here, I have a coefficient of 3. I'm multiplying it by x raised to the 0 power. Anything raised to the 0 power is 1. But notice the y is not raised to the 0 power. That y is raised to a power of 1. Remember, we just don't write it. So this would be times y. So if I simplify this, it would be 3 times 1 times y, which would give me 3y. And that is our 0 rule, which is kind of neat. 1 million raised to the 0 power is 1. XY raised to the 0 power is 1. Okay? Anything raised to a 0 power is 1.